Now here is where he calls Gavin Newsom out to his face for lying about all the reservoirs being full of water. Watch.
A constant communication. I'd like to extend that to the president-elect. I don't know what he's referring to when he talks about the Delta smelt and reservoirs. The reservoirs are completely full, the state reservoirs here in Southern California. That mis and disinformation, I don't think advantages or aids any of us. Responding to Donald Trump's insults, we would spend another month. I'm very familiar with them. Every elected official that he disagrees with, very familiar with them.
We do know, though, from reporting here locally that one reservoir that serves the Palisades was not full.
And that's exactly what triggered my desire to get the investigation, to understand what was happening with that local reservoir. That was not a state system reservoir, which the president-elect was referring to as it relates to the Delta and somehow connecting the Delta smelt to this fire, which is inexcusable because it's inaccurate, also incomprehensible.
This man is such a grifter. He wants to claim that all the reservoirs were full and then gets exposed right there that the Palisades Reservoir, which was right next to the fire, was actually empty. And this is where local officials are 1,000% to be blamed, because all of the water was coming from the bottom of the hill, so it was having trouble going up the hill while maintaining the water pressure that it needed, and it was just draining the supply. But if that reservoir would have been full right next to the fire, they would have had 120 million gallons of water to siphon off right there with no decrease in water pressure. And then he also lied by omission by saying all the state reservoirs were full, so anything having to do with the Delta River and the Delta smelt is complete misinformation because they were already full. Well, the fact is, 10 years ago, California allocated $7 billion to build more state reservoirs. And to this day, none are completed, none have even started construction. So if they would have been competent and done that, then they could have diverted all the rainwater and snowmelt from the north and filled these additional reservoirs. But no, they wanted to prioritize a 3-inch fish to appease some local tribal leaders, thus making Donald Trump's claim completely accurate. Now, Gavin Newsom starts bragging about this Marshall Plan that he has for Los Angeles, which is basically what the US did after World War II to build up Europe. And the reporter asks him, oh, okay, so what's in your Marshall Plan? And Gavin Newsom goes, well, we have a concept of a plan. Watch.
We're already organizing a Marshall Plan. We already have a team looking and reimagining LA 2.0, and we're making sure everyone's included, not just the folks on the coast, people here that were ravaged by this disaster.
You just said you're organizing a Marshall Plan for the rebuilding of California. What is that Marshall Plan? Tell us about this Marshall Plan.
We're just starting to lay out. I mean, we're still fighting these fires, so we're already talking to city leaders. We're already talking to civic leaders. We're already talking to business leaders and nonprofits. We're talking to labor leaders. We're starting to organize how we can put together a collection of individuals on philanthropy for recovery, how we can organize the region, how we can make sure that we are seeking federal assistance for the Olympics more broadly.
It seems like his goal with that was to say as much nothing as he possibly could, so you forget what the initial question even was. Their excuse this time was that, oh, we could have never expected something this catastrophic to occur, so we were just unprepared, everything was just strained, and we didn't have the capabilities. But now that it's happened, you would expect to see a drastic change in California policies that are directed towards mitigating a crisis like this from ever occurring. But based off the response from both Gavin Newsom and the mayor of LA, you have no confidence to believe that at all. So I completely understand everybody's frustration with the federal government subsidizing 100% of the cost involved with this crisis, if going forward, they're not going to do anything to try to prevent it.